time until they get caught between the two 18-wheelers and the skeletons pop or the demon the devil mask comes on. That from that like that entire like whatever 8 minutes or whatever, like from start to finish, that is one of my favorite scenes because him playing the piano, him smoking his cigarette, and the guy, like Neil's knocked out, and then he like tosses it in the back, and then his coat is stuck, and he's driving with no, you
And his
know,
knees and his thighs and everything.
and then like whenever they're bantering back and forth, that's my favorite line, which I'll get into later, but that. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Chicago Cinephiles podcast. I am your co-host, Daniel. Joined with me, as always, is the marvelous James and the wonderful Steven. Fellas, how we doing today?
Feel very cuddly.
We got two different adjectives this time: marvelous and what was
I
it?
tried. I tried to change it up a little bit.
I'm so proud of you.
He's buttering us up for the holiday.
I like this action figure. I
Get
like
the butterball turkey. Steven, I want your Picard.
Yeah. I've been talking to Daniel about this. I have this, first run Captain Picard, first action figures made. I looked it up with Dan. It's $9. It's probably about what I paid for it at the Kmart back in 1989. So I had it in a box. It's sealed. No, $9. Yeah,
That's how it usually works.
For it.
It's really pathetic, isn't it?
Well, we got a fun one today. So I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving and they're Black Friday shopping right now. Hopefully, I hope you get some good deals. Hey, play us while you're beating up on somebody to get that 80% off TV. We'll happily quote some very funny some planes, trains, automobiles quotes for you if you want us to.
Love it.
If you didn't hit somebody, did you really do Black Friday shopping?
No, I never hit anybody, but I did. The only real experience with Black Friday shopping that I have is that I did go to Walmart one time, and it was like midnight, so it wasn't like the full 4 a.m. thing. And like I thought that like we had to stand in line at like buy the video games, but no, they put all the stuff like in the middle. But luckily I had like befriended a guy quickly enough, like we realized it, and like he got way in front. I don't know how he got in front. And it's literally like him holding it up like, do you want this? I'm like, yeah, because like I'm like 50 people back, and so he grabbed like 2 copies of everything for me, and that just goes to show you being nice people in public can do something.
Yeah.
My first and only experience was very different. I had some lady hit me with a cane, telling me I was in her way.
Really?
That was just Steven.
At the Walmart.
I looked good that day.
Yeah, he looked real good that day.
That was a wonderful pantsuit I was wearing, and that wig was, that was real human hair. I spent a lot of money on that, $25. So the Dolly Parton collection.
You got anything for you, Steven?
I don't go Black Friday. I've never done that. I mean, it's something.
I only went once.
The women in my family.
Yeah, but I feel like you probably
at 5 a.m. over at the.
You never done it once, Steven?
Nope. I just, and I like to, when I first moved here, I liked to go shopping like downtown and get all of my Christmas gifts in one trip. I would go to all the downtown stores on Michigan Avenue and find just the right thing. It was kind of now I do it on Amazon.
Yeah.
So I do it at the liquor store.
Yeah, I kind of like the fact that that they're kind of reverting back to the old ways of Thanksgiving. I've noticed lately is like now, or the Black Friday, now they're doing like the 6 a.m. deals, 4 a.m., like kind of back to that as opposed to like 6 p.m. Thanksgiving Day. That's just absurd. Like to me, I think the tradition is just fun because it is fun. Like I said, I did it a couple times with my cousin in high school, and that was what we did, and it was fun because you could get, especially back then when I was really big into movies, you could get a lot of like really good seasons for like $10, $15. You know what I mean? So
Right.
that was kind of my chance to pick up some seasons of shows that I wanted. Of course, nowadays no one does that, but that ages myself. But yeah, so today we're doing a Thanksgiving
Dating myself,
classic.
but the sex is fabulous, is what I always say.
We're
Okay.
doing planes, trains, and automobiles. The Thanksgiving classic. So
Mm,
let's hop on into that. It was written, directed, and produced by Mr. John Hughes.
yay.
Released November 25th, 1987. So almost what 38 days, 38 years in the 4 days.
God, yes. And I'm still 27. How's that
It
possible?
it stars Mr. Steve Martin as Neil Page, John Candy as Del, like a Del Taco Griffith, and then I just threw a cameo appearance by Kevin Bacon because I think it's like the most random like thing ever. It's like what? The budget of the film was about 15 million. It grossed 49.5 million. And as I mentioned, has become a cult classic for it being a Thanksgiving movie,
Absolutely.
which there's not many of them, so I'm thankful for this one. Pun intended. That being said, now we're gonna let Steven turkey trot his way and to tell us about the summary.
Turkey.
And hopefully he didn't eat too many devil eggs already, so we'll see. But Steven, take it away.
Gobble, gobble. As the eating clerk says. Well, now, and Dad wants the ambrosia, so I've got the marshmallows. Um, so, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is a beloved holiday classic about the chance meeting of uptight to the point of being hostile advertising executive Neil Page with warm, outgoing, and overly friendly to the point of annoying shower ring salesman Del Griffith as they travel together from New York City to Chicago for Thanksgiving after a winter storm forces their flight to be rerouted to Kansas. The bad luck with the flight they have only follows them no matter where they go or how they travel, and it expands into broken down trains, burned out cars, and less than cheap motel stays. Through the chaos, the two begin to form a genuine friendship as Neil realizes that Dell's relentless friendliness hides a broken loneliness that he cannot and has not shared with anyone else. In the end, Neil invites Dell to spend the holiday with his family, making planes, trains, and automobiles a heartfelt story about friendship that deepens into chosen family connection. Ta-da!
Wonderful. Thank you, Steven, for sharing that.
And it has eating.
Um, so we've already gone over what happened during this time period because we did the Last Emperor. So I'll go over it again just because this is a shorter episode, so we don't have But so in January of '87, rock and roll inducts the first woman, Aretha Franklin, put some respect on it. In February,
R-E-S-P-C-T.
right? In February, Gorbachev calls for a nuclear weapons treaty. In June, Reagan challenges Gorbachev to tear down the wall. September, Fatal Attraction opens in the U.S. And then October, there was quite a few things. A massive earthquake rocked Southern California, including the World Series. White Snake's Here I Go Again topped the chart. AIDS quilt displayed for the first time on the National Mall.
That's amazing.
And then Baby Jessica was rescued from the well. So a lot of things happened in October.
Do you hear about Baby Jessica?
So that was what was going on during that time period. At least for once, we're not dealing with World War II and like major war. So we'll take it. All right. So now we're gonna move on. Let's move on to the fun facts. Hopefully there'll be a good bit of them because this is a funny movie. But fellas, wow our audience. Give us some fun facts.
You want to go first, James? Or you want me to go first? What do you want?
You can go first. We can go 1-1-1.
Oh, sounds good. Hit it, baby. Oh,
Oh.
oh, you want me to go first? I'm sorry. The thing that really made me go, huh, is that John Hughes originally wanted Tom Hanks for the role of Neil Page and John Travolta for Dale Griffin. Yeah. So it was going to be like, Forrest Gump as the annoyed, advertising salesman, and Danny Zuko from Greece as, the cockeyed optimist. But Hanks was unavailable shooting Big, and Paramount did not want Travolta. So that was out. He was considered box office poison at the time, Travolta was. Now yours. You go.
My one of my favorite scene is the car rental scene, like where she
Mhm.
is talking to that lady, and like, it's just such a great bit. A lot of it was improvised, um, and John Hughes just said, just make a fake conversation and just go with it with your, think something about Thanksgiving plans. Um, and she just kind of went with it.
She's brilliant.
And then she kind like she added like, "Oh, you know I can't cook," and like would like all those lines were just
Woo!
completely off the script. And he said, "How did you come up with that so fast?" And she said, "I just drew on my own life."
Yeah.
Claims of and she
Well,
was just
I
telling
think
people
she
that's
also
it.
provides the line, in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, geeks, bloods, dweebies, dickheads, they all adore him. And she said, they think he's a righteous dude. That was hers. Like, she really has her hand, or just a wonderful improver. I love her. I love her so much.
Yeah.
That whole gobble gobble always makes me laugh. Uh,
And
Go ahead.
apparently she also had people say wanted to come up to her and say, you know, the
You're
F word to her, like to her. And with this scene, like talking a little bit about the scene, this is one of the scene that Steve Martin was like, yes, because he gets to do that car rental tirade when he got
And
hit
he
the
really was
windstorm.
playing against type, wasn't Steve Martin? Because he's usually the
Yeah.
goofy to the point of being weirdo, and this is just, horrible. Me being a Star Trek fan, I have to say that Jerry Ryan, who played Seven of Nine on Star Trek Voyager, and if you ever watched Voyager, you know she's in this gray bodysuit that shows everything and leaves nothing to your imagination. She was cast as an extra in the bus scene, but her part, she was cut from the film because she couldn't stop laughing at Steve Martin and John Candy. So she would kill to take. And, and so he actually got her off the bus. Said, "You're done. You don't want that extra on here anymore." And so, like, and then she became a big Star Trek fan, or Star Trek, star. So it just made me laugh. I was like, okay, don't put her in
So she
comedy. Make
went
her on
planes,
board.
trains, automobiles to space.
She became a Borg. Planes, trains, automobiles, and a Borg cube. Thank you very much.
As you would.
Quite a promotion.
Yes, exactly.
All right, James, you got one? You got another one?
Oh yeah. So I just can't imagine the amount of footage that they had because apparently the original cut was 3 hours and 40 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And the test screening, they cut it down to 2 hours. And then they
Jeez.
finally took that after the test screening to an hour and a half. So like all of that, the 2 hours apparently exists somewhere in the Paramount vault, probably decaying, as John Hughes said. But they shot over 600,000 feet of film,
Wow.
twice the industrial average. Um, and it was just ridiculously long. Because it was such a long movie, Steve Martin, when he read the script, was 145 pages, with the comedy typically aiming for 90 pages. So Martin asked John Hughes, like, "Are you planning on cutting the script?" And Hughes looked at him strangely and said, "Cutting?" So that made me laugh.
I mean, it's hard to cut when you got Steve Martin and John Candy.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know how
exactly.
Oh
you,
no, like
like, I couldn't
I
do
wanted,
it.
I
I
would
want
want
the
to
full
see the
hour
whole
version. I
movie.
want the extended
Yeah,
version.
Just see what else they do with it. Yeah, I mean, I think it's less is always more, unless you're Cher or me. So it's a little bit better to do it that way. I think anyway. But I see what he was doing. And my other thing I love about this is not really a trivia, other than if you're a National Lampoon's Vacation fan, the car they have that they burn up is like a replica, but not a station wagon, of the family truckster in metallic P from Vacation.
Mm-hmm.
And it just makes me laugh. And it almost looks like the same truckster at the end of Christmas Vacation after they have when they go between the two.
Yeah, it does.
So funny. Do you have anything else, James? Or
I do. So Al Rancho Motel, the scene where they kind of like back in. If you ever want to see hilarious Google reviews, go and Google El Rancho Motel, Gurnee, Illinois, because that's where they did. I grew up going past that road all the
wow.
time where that hotel was. And like some of my favorite reviews are um you can rent this with a watch and $17. But not a Casio watch and $2. That won't fly.
Or shower curtain rings.
Yeah. I was staying in a room and there were mini bottles of booze and Dorito bags all over the place. I stayed at this hotel. It would have been fine if there wasn't a giant hole in the wall. So like
Ah!
if you ever want to do that, El Rancho Motel was the hotel where they drove through it. And
Oh
just
my
go.
god.
There's like those reviews will not let you down. And
Do
it's
they?
still an operating hotel.
I'm about to say, do they
It
lean
probably
into
survives
it?
on tours. Oh, I think so. It doesn't look like they've changed it my entire
Yeah,
life. So
You say about somebody without the wall. Oh, it's a little chilly in here, isn't it, darling? I mean, what do you? It's a little
that's
cold.
so funny.
The one fun fact, I don't know if it's a fun fact, it's one disturbing fact. You probably saw this too, James. The scene near the end where Dell reveals to Neil in the L station his wife has been dead. It was originally a lot weirder and a lot darker. After making the confession to Neil, Dell pops open the lid of his trunk that they've been hauling around to reveal Marie's mummified corpse inside of it.
That's creepy.
You know, but
oh,
apparently they filmed it. Test audiences' reactions were overwhelmingly negative. No, really shock, and they wanted something a little bit more upbeat. I mean, huh?
that turns that character from like happy go lucky into some implying that he killed his wife.
Right?
She could never leave me now. You know, it's just like okay,
Like what's worth like his underwear is made out of her skin.
yeah, exactly. I just live with some fava beans, you know, that kind of thing. That's all. I think that's about all I've got. You know,
So this episode is gonna be more of like a chill episode, everybody, just because
chill, chill, man.
it's a funny movie and it's not like one where you can be like, what's the significance behind X, Y, and Z. Although there is some we can talk about, obviously, but a lot of this just gonna be like personal history and just kind of
Yeah.
having just enjoying the holiday and chatting amongst friends and just enjoying it. So um I guess we'll ask what our initial thoughts were going into it, even though we've all seen it uh multiple times, I assume. I was excited. That's my thoughts. I mean,
Hmm.
I was like, after the couple weeks I've had, I'm glad we did a comedy. Like this,
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, because
this just made me so happy.
The Oscars don't have many comedies, that's for sure.
They should. By gosh, they
I was,
should. You
my initial thought was, hell yes.
know. And I've only
Facts.
seen this one time. Seen this one time before. I hadn't seen it multiple times.
Really?
No.
Really?
So I found it even funnier and even more intricate and deeper than I did the first time. Like I kind of watched, oh, this is a fun movie. But you know, the whole him selling the shower curtain rings as jewelry. You know, what is it? He says, I'm Del Griffin, American Light and Fixture Company, jewelry division. You know, and then and the restaurant in the next scene, you see everybody in the background, all the women,
Have
shower
on
curtain.
the shower curtains?
And apparently, when Steve Martin looks for the cab and it's not there, he looks down. There are shower curtain rings on the ground. Cracks me up. That kind of detail it was really evident the second time I saw it.
So why do we think this has become a Thanksgiving classic?
I think everybody's had a problem traveling home. I mean, if you haven't really lived, quite frankly. I mean, you know, and I think also there's this sense of these are people who are not supposed to be in each other's lives, and they end up being not only friends but really deep friends, and almost bringing Dell into his family, which is huge. He sees this need for this person. I think it's just heartfelt. It's really funny and it's really heartfelt. Those are you can do both of those in one movie. You're done. Not everybody is Medea. That usually
Yeah.
happens in a movie, but yeah, I think that's what it is. It just grows on you.
Not because there's not that many Thanksgiving movies and one by default, just by being the best.
No, that too, but
Oh no, I think it's a great Thanksgiving movie.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I,
it's like the busiest travel season.
I think that's the part that we all relate to is just the travel. Like I've been
Yeah.
fortunate, really I haven't traveled a ton during Thanksgiving. Usually I save it to Christmas, so I haven't really had the and it's funny too because like I kind of want to do like at the end I want to do a series of would this movie actually happen in today, like because like Home Alone wouldn't happen. You just text your mom, hey, you left me. It's like this one would be like you just say, okay, well, I've got PayPal. Will you accept PayPal to stay at the hotel, or not have to sell your Casio? Like,
I'm there. I remember traveling home from after my parents divorced. Dad and me and my brother went to Florida together for a vacation, and my father did not. I mean, he's a CPA. He's wonderful with other people's money, with his own horrible. And he sort of didn't. He ran out of money as we were driving back, so we didn't have money for gas. I mean, so we were. He was like, "Okay, kids, look at the floorboard and see if there's any change down." It was literally that, and we skidded into Knoxville on fumes. We were like, "Are we going to make it? We're going to run out of gas somewhere in Chattanooga." It was crazy. So you're right. These things don't happen anymore.
they
My
really
father
don't.
be able to write a check over here and let it bounce around the world before it hits his bank, so he could have some money. That isn't anything that happens anymore. So you're right. It's a movie of its time, I guess.
100%. Yeah. All right. Tell me your worst traveling story. I can go first if you want me to, since I
Yeah, hit it. Yeah.
so I have one. So I was in Boston for a summer. I was a missionary for Boston. I stayed there for a summer, really enjoyed it, and did like a sports. Basically, I was like their sports coordinator for the summer. Just it was part of my degree, being sport management. And excuse me. And we had an emergency basically at home, and so I had to come back and like this is not this big of a deal, but this like I've been very fortunate not to have really anything crazy. But like I was already bummed that I had to come back home, and I'm not the biggest fan of flying to begin with. Like I'm just not.
Hmm.
And so going there or coming back home from Boston, we for some reason went Boston, Chicago, and then Chicago home.
Yeah.
And the Boston Chicago was like a test. I don't want to say test pilot, but like a rookie pilot getting his, I guess, because like they came on the intercom because I guess it's a short flight. They came on the intercom and
There's a
said like
pilot on board.
like we've got a rookie pilot, but we also have a seasoned veteran with him. Don't worry. And I'm already like at that point I'm already like bruh. Well, then I get to my seat, and my seat is in the middle, which I already hate, between two very large men. And I'm like 17 years old, so I don't have the gonads to be like, elbow. I'm just like, sorry. And I kid you not, we take off, and about once we're close, I think like probably like Ohio or like Indiana, we must have hit like an air pocket or something. I don't know. This day, I don't know what happened. In my head, we dropped 1,000 feet. It was probably only 50 feet, but we dropped so much that the oxygen things came out. And I'm like, oh God, I'm gonna die. So, and they came on the intercom and they were like, we're really sorry. That was just basically a mess up by the guy. We finally land, and then thankfully the Chicago flight was totally like the Chicago home was fine. But I will never ever forget that moment where I was literally like, I'm gonna die. Like, and again, it's not that it was over in like 20 seconds, but that was the most traumatic experience of my life. So that's my story.
What about you,
Uh,
James?
okay, I have kind of something kind of similar to you, Daniel.
Okay.
So I don't. Um, it also involves plane, but so
Do we have a
I
trains or
like
automobile story? No, I'm just playing.
On
it
the
involves multiple
Orient
modes of
Express
trans
once.
Yeah, yeah.
multiple modes of
Steven done the
transport.
Oregon Trail. He can talk about that
Oh yeah,
one.
I get dysentery. It was horrible. So we'll talk about it.
So back in like 2021, we booked a trip to Croatia within like 48 hours.
So
Uh,
you were like, you know what we should do on Sunday? Go to Croatia. What
Who
are you
does
talking
that? Like,
about?
right?
I do because it was a cheap deal. The country was empty, and I was going to enjoy
Croatia.
Croatia.
Oh my girl,
Yeah.
girl.
So we had this crazy flight pattern to get to Croatia. So, and the one thing you got to know is my significant other, he knows a lot about airplanes. Like she's worked at airports, she understands them and like understands what goes on when stuff happens. And she could
You know
kind of tell
how
me
it
ahead
goes.
of time. And I have blissful ignorance, right? So anyway, so we got one flight to Atlanta. So and then we were gonna make it over. So we had Atlanta, and then she was like, we had a little bit of layover. Atlanta's a nice airport, not gonna knock it. It's pretty easy to get around.
But
And
crazy.
we were waiting, and then a lightning storm started.
Uh-oh.
And she was like, I was like, oh, it's not like bad or anything. She was like, you don't understand. If there's a lightning bolt within so many feet, they shut it all down. And we had so many other connecting flights, right?
Oh.
And I'm like, I'm
Brutal.
sure it'll be fine. And she was just like, you
You're so
idiot.
naive.
Like, yeah. I'm
Oh,
like,
to
it'll be
be
fine.
you again.
So we get delayed and it's fine. We basically, instead of having a 2 hour, no, a 3 hour layover in Swiffle, we only have like an hour. So, it was after COVID, so it wasn't that bad. But like, you know, at that time you had to fly around with like a stack of paperwork this way to make sure you
Mhm.
had like all your medical tests, everything, you're okay, you were vaccinated, all that fun stuff. So we were going in, so we got into Swiffle, and so we were like, okay, we got to rush to another connecting flight to Croatia Airlines. And then this is
Oh,
where it gets kind of creepy. It's a fine airline. Like they have the best olives
wait.
that they serve you. They are delicious. It's a great airline. But anyway, so we're going over it, and at that time, there's not that many flights in the air because
Mm.
COVID restrictions. So they're flying blind with a lot of turbulence. So like you just don't know; it'll just hit you. So we're flying around in our little 737.
Mm-mm.
I know Neo 321. Um, and then all of a sudden we went up, like we just started shooting up, and then the pilot, it was later explained to me that they had to make an emergency turn to slow the plane because we were hitting so fast. And then we went
Mm-mm.
weightlessness in the
Nope.
airplane. Like I've never been weightless on a commercial airline. It was crazy. And then we went down, and then when we like went like this, like everybody's like wine just shot up. It was all over the place.
Oh my gosh.
And
And then the olives were everywhere. I can't.
yeah, the olives were everywhere.
Yeah.
It- and the funny thing about that flight is because how they had their booking system, you can't
Mm.
book flights because me and my wife, we don't book the middle seat. We'll just sit on the flight and we'll just say we won't talk to each other for the whole flight. So she was in a different row
Oh
by the
no.
window and I was in a different aisle.
Oh
So
my god.
we're like going, if like we're gonna go down, she was like, if I'm gonna go down, I'm not even next to you. We still don't book the
Honey,
flight
I
like
love
that.
you. God Almighty.
And then we had another collecting flight because we flew into Zagreb, which is the capital of Croatia, to Dubrovnik, and we had to be on a twin propeller plane,
Mm-mm.
Nope.
Nope.
a
Oh, no.
propeller
Nope.
plane.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
Not
And
that.
that was an experience because like
Mm-hmm.
it took off and
Mm-hmm.
like it was just rough.
Oh yeah.
And then we eventually landed, and then I don't know if you guys know about Dubrovnik, but it is a rough road. So we get there in about midnight, right? And then this guy picks us up, who's like our host for Airbnb, and he is like going through this winding road and just flooring it. And it was like the scariest car ride. And that's how I got
Mm-mm.
to Croatia. Would recommend.
I was gonna say, I don't think I've ever said, you know where I want to go? Into Croatia. That's where I want to go.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I've never had that on my
Bosnia
bucket list.
Herzegovina will be the next stop for us, probably. Or oh dear
But
God.
isn't that like the worst? Like, isn't that like the scariest 20 seconds of your life when that's something like that happens?
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, like
Like when
the
it shoots
pilots
up, like
actually
it's
came
just
out.
like,
Yeah, it shoots up, and the pilot literally just came on the intercom and like, if anybody wants to talk to me after the thing to see what we did, we can go. That I was like,
yeah.
no, I got to connect.
I
I got to
don't want
go.
to know what you did. I don't even want to think about what we
I
had. What
just,
it
but like,
was
unless it's not a voucher, I don't care.
exactly.
No, they were giving out vouchers. They were barely
Dude,
afloat anyway.
imagine like if you had like hemorrhoids and that happened.
Yeah, we were weightless, and
Kidding?
then
Mhm.
she was sitting next to a military person. He was like, I've never been on a civilian plane with that much turbulence because
Yeah,
like
it's
it just wasn't.
crazy,
Honey.
dude. Mm-mm.
So that was my crazy travel story.
My first flight was very similar. My father, I think I was like 13, and he was going to Destin, Florida for work, middle of January. Oh, it's Florida. I didn't realize it was Florida in January, which is very cold. And so we got on
It's
like a
like 70.
750.
It's not cold. How dare you?
Well, but it's like in Destin, so it's around here. So we got on a 757, huge. You take off, you can barely feel like you're taking off. You barely feel like you're in the air. We land, and we get on a prop plane that holds maybe 10 people. There was
Mm-hmm.
a rubber band going through it. It was insane. and we it was just, I mean, I thought we're gonna die. We're all gonna die, you know. And the pilot, I could have tapped, "Hi, could you fly better, please?"
He's like next to, he's like literally in the
I
seat
was
in front of you. Like,
terrified. Hey, dude, the only other thing I think about is I think this would have been. It could be a vacation movie. We were driving to Florida. We always went to Daytona for vacation, and we're in Knoxville. So about the halfway mark is about Atlanta, right? We get in Atlanta. We're driving through Atlanta. We've been in the car for like 4 or 5 hours, and my mother goes, "Oh my god, what? I forgot all the bathing suits. They're in a bag on the kitchen table. We need to turn around." My father was like, no, we're not going to turn
what?
around for we'll buy some at the
Right?
Are you out of here? Oh no, we all have our bathing suit. What are we going to do? They sell bathing suits in Florida, Monda. I think it's going to be fine. So I mean, I haven't had a lot of bad. I think the only thing I would say travel wise, I was telling this to Daniel, is and I think it sort of talks about the movie. I was traveling home for Christmas. It was the 23rd of December. It was like an 8 p.m. flight, and most of the people on my flight had, like me, their ticket had been changed to standby. Many people. So at the gate, there was a line of people just giving this poor woman absolute hell. I mean, screaming, "I bought this ticket!" Blah, blah. So I get in line, and I get up to her, and I was like, "Hi, having a bad day, huh?" Yeah, I said, "I'm really sorry for that." I said, "Look, my family gets together on Christmas Eve. That's when we all get together. I'd love to be a part of that, but I understand that's not your problem. If there's anything you can do to get me on this flight, I'd appreciate it. I'm going to be sitting right over there." Okay, fine. Well, they load the plane. There's one seat left. And she scans the gate area and goes, "You, come here. Merry Christmas." And the place went nuts. They were all screaming, "What the hell does he get to, And all because I was just a nice person, you know? There's that great story of this woman being screamed at by some guy who "I don't have your job and I want your name," and she was very professional. And the next guy goes up and goes, "How did you deal with that, man? That was excellent customer service." And she goes, "Oh, it's okay. He's going to New York. His bags are going to Cleveland." you know, don't
Yeah,
mess with
being
people.
nice.
Don't be an idiot.
And
So,
I'm superstitious when it comes to flying, so like
yeah.
I'm not gonna be mean to anybody on the flight because I don't want God to be like, oh, okay, you think you're funny, you think you're a cool guy being mean to the flight attendant. Okay, we'll see.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm the guy that listens to the same. I listen to the same takeoff music and land music, like the
Oh
same
yeah.
song. Because
It's
the
like going
one
to the beach and watching Jaws. Why would you do this to yourself? Why are you at
right.
why are you at the ocean watching
Because
Jaws?
the
Are you
one
crazy?
time I did it, we had the smoothest flight I've ever been on. So just like tradition now, I take off with the same song and I land with the same song.
My God.
Okay.
My brother does a thing where he tells the people on the flight that he and his husband, "Oh, we just got married." So they give him free booze so he can get all liquored up.
Oh my God.
"Oh, it's our honeymoon." It's like, you're not, no, you moron. Yeah.
Well,
So gives
my,
homosexuals a bad name, my brother.
I mean, okay, Jaws in an inner tube on a lake. Watching Jaws is just so delightful. I highly recommend doing that. I did that.
Okay.
It was
You
awesome.
said Croatia and Jaws on a lake. You're 2 for 2. You want to go for three?
I mean that could be that old like if you guys ever saw that like '90s like Hostess commercial where the girl's like in the black bathing suit and it's like the swirls and it looks like a ding dong from the bottom and like the shark comes up and tries to bite her and he's like, "Hey, where's the little Debbie or whatever." That's what would happen if that was me.
Oh my
I don't know if you
God.
guys know what I'm talking about. Please, if you do,
I
like,
do.
okay, thank you, James. Please insert that maybe if you think about it, like, because that's like
Oh,
that commercial crap. Because like the running joke with my family is that like we always joke that like little Debbie's are like our just like our little diabetes basically. And so like
wow.
anytime that comes up, we always so I love that's like one of my favorite favorite uh commercials from years ago.
Those
I'm glad I
little
could.
Debbie Christmas trees are made with heroin. I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. As
Well, just
those little Debbie Christmas trees,
oh
the one.
yeah,
Oh my God.
Are you chocolate or vanilla?
Well,
Van-
I eat vanilla, but I'm I,
vanilla.
uh,
Oh, chocolate all the way.
well,
I'm not a big chocolate person.
Oh,
I like white chocolate. I'm a big white chocolate
No,
fan.
that's good too. Yeah.
Mm.
how dare you
Um.
guys?
All right. So then, have you guys historically had to travel for Thanksgiving? I know we kind of let's talk about like, or have you been fortunate enough to stay home? As I mentioned earlier, I've been pretty fortunate to stay home because the times when I was in Chicago, like I would only go home for Christmas. So I just kind of, the past like 7 or 8 years, I'd either meet up with Steven or friends or whatever and do something. I haven't really traveled that much, thankfully. What about you guys?
I mean, my family's all around here, so like I will literally it's like going to like city to suburbs and then back into the
So I
city.
guess it is
That's
traveling technically. So you guys, but it's like local, like it's
it's no
automobiles.
big deal. The expressways are not that crammed, so it's not big of a deal. So
There was a I usually stay in Chicago for Thanksgiving, and one year I was at my friend Karen's. She lives in Oak Park, and for some reason I was getting horrible cell reception. So I talked to my mother in the morning, but I had gone to Karen's early afternoon, hadn't, and I stayed pretty late, so I didn't want to wake my mother up. I got on the train, I came back home. So the day after Thanksgiving, I called mom about 9 a.m. I'm sorry, because she left like a dozen voice. She was so crazy. I was, being, robbed somewhere. So I said, I'm sorry I couldn't call you back. I didn't have cell reception. I apologize. Well, you're going to have a visitor here pretty soon. What are you talking about? She'd called the Chicago police and said, I need you to check and see if my son is okay. And then the guy said, lady, we don't do that. And she said, well, you're gonna, buddy. And by God, here come the Chicago police. Knock 30 minutes later. Your mommy wants to know, I'm 107 years old. I think I can take care of myself. But no, I was like, you didn't actually do. Yep, she did. She did. But buddy,
It-
you're gonna buy. It's my little boy. You're gonna.
that's your mom to a T, I swear.
I mean, ain't nothing like that. Ain't
All
nothing
right.
like that.
What is your favorite Thanksgiving dish?
Mm.
Let's get controversial.
uh,
I'd rather,
depending on
I'd
where you're
rather have,
from,
I'd rather eat something out of Dick Cheney than have ambrosia. That ambrosia salad is disgusting. I just got to say.
The band?
The ambrosia that she says, the marshmallows and it's like Watergate, whatever the heck's that stuff. I don't want to eat that.
I didn't say the worst. I said your favorite.
I know, but I'm just going with worst to get it out of my system because there's not a lot of foods I don't like, but that's one of them. Obviously, you know.
mashed potatoes or stuffing or dressing, depending on where you are in the country.
Hmm.
That's your favorite?
Yeah.
Now we talking like red skin mashed potatoes, or we talking like,
Oh no, I'm a
just
russet
more
man.
like russet?
Russet, way too much butter, way too much cream. So you
Amen.
basically heart attack while you
A
eat it.
little bit of salt in there.
Mm.
Steven, what about you?
I'm going to say the thing that I make, my Paula Dane choice.
Oh
It's
yeah, I've had that.
her
Yeah.
corn casserole. It's very easy to make, and I'd serve it in a round cornware dish. So when I brought it to my unsouthern friend's place for the first shared Thanksgiving, they said, "So anybody want some of Raiders? What is this corn pie? What is this? They call it Raiders corn pie now." So, but if you never have had it, that's great. And I also sometimes make Paula Dean's Krispy Kreme bread pudding, which is divinely decadent. It's crazy. It's like, and she says, "What? It's a diet because there ain't no sugar in it." Yeah, you've got 40 pounds of Krispy Kreme, donuts in there, but it's brilliantly good. So I'm old school.
Mine is I'm a devil egg fiend.
Oh,
I'll kill
ain't
some
nothing
devil
better
eggs.
than that.
And like I cook a lot, and so like I having to fix them is the worst. Like
Oh, totally agree.
I give my mom and like I praise my mom and grandmother, and like thankfully like when I'm home they do it. They don't make me do it. But it's
Totally agree.
like I will I'm telling you, like I will go I'll do some nasty things for some devil egg. I'm just gonna go ahead and
First
say
time
that
you
right
make
now.
deviled eggs, you're like, I need to call my mother and my grandmother and my aunts and say, I'm so sorry I ate all
Exactly.
because they are
And
such a horrible thing. It's hard to make,
another
hard to
weird
arrive.
thing that I do with them is that like if they're in the fridge, which you got to put them in when you're done. I don't like them cold, so I'll put them in the microwave for like 5 seconds, just kind of knock the chill off, make them almost like room temperature. Oh, they're so good.
So
I have
Daniel, it's not
deviled
what
egg
you would do for a
plates and deviled
Klondike
egg
bar,
characters.
but what you'll do for a deviled egg.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I can't say because we get demonetized, and
I have
I go on
deviled
the
egg.
FBI wanted list, so I can't say.
I have my grandmother's deviled egg plates. I have deviled egg carriers. I mean, I'm old school like that. And of course, I was here in Chicago at
It's got to be
Get.
Duke's mayonnaise.
I was at a gay Thanksgiving where someone said, "I'm bringing the deviled eggs." I was like, "Well, thank God, some homo's going to bring deviled eggs." He put caviar on top of it, and I was like,
Oh,
Yeah, see,
"Really?"
I'm like I'm no paprika guy. Just give me like it is. I'll just take it like it
Well,
is.
oh,
it's a
I see. I'm a paprika man.
It doesn't do anything. It's just for looks.
yeah.
You are having old ass paprika.
No, I'm not.
You need
I
fresh.
cook. I promise you. There's no paprika. Literally has. If you look it up, people are like it has no. It doesn't provide anything
It
They'll,
other
has
they'll,
than.
taste.
were
Like a
you, were
good
you for
smoked
Lincoln during the War of
Hungarian
Aggression?
paprika.
Well, you're going crazy. Like I mean, like of course you're gonna name random things. I'm talking like just like basic paprika you get from like
Paprika.
yeah.
Oh, I don't buy my spices from basic places like that. Like I'm not a McCormick person. I'm a Pennsy
Look
man.
at bougie James over here. Hello,
I know
hello.
he's got to be special. He's got to be different. Um. All right.
I
Now
worked at Walmart over in the back aisles. It was on clearance.
back to the movie. What is this is gonna be hard for you to say, but what is your favorite? Okay, tell me your favorite scene of the movie.
Mm. You know mine. It's Edie McClure. Gobble gobble. I mean, she just kills me.
I
That
don't.
whole Steve Martin doing his curse is so funny to me. Because we've all been there. I think. What do you about you?
I know, James. If you're thinking, I'll go ahead and go.
Yeah.
Mine is also relates to my favorite line in the movie, but my favorite scene in the movie is when they're in the car and Dell switches places and drives, and he's already broken the seat, so he has to lay. So Neil has to lay completely back, and that whole scene from that time until they get caught between the two 18 wheelers and the skeletons pop or the devil mask comes on. That from that like that entire like whatever 8 minutes or whatever like from start to finish, that is one of my favorite scenes because him playing the piano, him smoking his cigarette, and the guys like Neil's knocked out, and then he like tosses it in the back, and then his coat is stuck, and he's driving with no you
And his
know.
knees and his thighs and everything.
And then like whenever they're bantering back and forth, that's my favorite line, which I'll get into later. But that for me, that's my favorite scene because I just God, I love that scene so much.
I think it has to be the motel scene where they back in and they're just like, we need to get out of here. Like they're just drinking
Go,
booze,
go, go.
Doritos. Go, 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 go. Like, and then there's this back in, like, I don't know. For some reason that scene tickles me, followed by the car rental scene. Like, oh my God, those are such good scenes.
I'm telling you, there's so many, and then even like I mean, even the scenes like I'm gonna do honorable mentions, and you guys can too. I love the way that John Candy does his watch at the hotel. He's like, "Can I interest you in a nice Casio?" And he like slides it up his all like that. I mean, it's so simple, but it's so freaking funny.
I think this is Steve Martin says that this role is so close to who John Candy really was. That
Yeah,
was his real personality, was someone. If you watch the John Candy documentary, that John
yeah. If you
Candy,
haven't watched the John Candy documentary, I highly recommend everybody watch it. It's really
wow,
good.
wow, wow, wow. I mean, just incredible. But you really see that he was that guy. He
Hmm.
didn't meet a stranger. I just love. I also love her first baby come out sideways. She didn't scream or nothing.
Yeah,
Just it was
the guy that picks him up takes him to the airport. Get your lazy butt out of here and put this. Oh no, she might be short and sweet, but she's tough. Her last baby came out sideways. She didn't scream or nothing.
apparently John Hughes told him to spit in his hand with the two back before he shook Steve Martin. So that's an actual reaction to Steve Martin going,
Oh God, that's so funny.
"What?"
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And the way he like does like the like with his mouth when he's like trying to like spit it, like
Oh
it's
my
just oh God. James, do you have any like honorable mention scenes?
Oh, like when he gets pulled over and he's like trying to play it straight face. Do you think this car is street legal? Yes, I do, officer.
Yes,
Like,
yes, I do.
he
Yes,
just goes on like, I, I don't, you don't have a speedometer. It's like, oh, geez, I was really going that fast. Oh man,
Well,
like,
difficult to find our speed when the speedometer was burned
I
up.
just he's like yes, yes, I do.
oh, wow,
So
okay.
brilliant.
Well,
So damn brilliant.
I'm trying to get my friend back to Chicago for Thanksgiving. You know, it's like,
And in the deleted scenes, they make it obvious that they're in Wisconsin. They passed it.
Yeah,
because on the badge of the shoulder of the sheriff there in Wisconsin, so they actually passed Chicago and didn't know it.
yeah. Because for anybody that doesn't realize, St. Louis to Chicago is like a 5 hour drive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
Um.
And sometimes you think it's the St. Louis Arch. It's actually a burned out McDonald's. You're not sure where it is, but is that it? What is that? Is that the same? No, it's the burned
Is
out
that the
McDonald's.
arch? All right, and then so what's your favorite quote? Because I feel like this movie can get quote. I already know what Stevens probably is, but what's y'all's favorite quote of the movie?
I don't know. Steven, go.
I know mine. Mine is I got so I can make sure it's word for word, but mine's in that same scene where they're in the car fighting, and Neil says, "Are you trying to start a fight?" And Dell says, "No, I'm simply stating a fact. That's all. You fidget with your nuts a lot." And Neil said, "Do you know what would make me happy?" And Dell said, "Another couple of balls and an extra set of fingers." And Neil's like, I don't play with my balls, and he's like, and he said, Dell says Larry Bird plays more ball handling than you have on this road trip. If you guys know who Larry Bird is, he's a very famous point guard basketball. Like that is like I can picture because he's one of those guys that would like dribble for 30 minutes to get around people, and so
No.
it's just I can just picture Steve Martin just going to town on his
Yeah.
balls. Like it's so funny.
Oh my God, it's so true though.
Or the one where he goes, I'll do honorable mention while you guys are still looking it up, where he gets the rent a car and he says like the guy's like, yeah, you know, you should take a flight to Chicago. It's quicker than whatever. And he's like, if I wanted a joke, I would just look at your face or your love life or something. And that's when the guy hits him in the testicles.
I love that so. I love
He's
that
like,
so.
I've never seen a man get picked up by his testicles. Are you okay? You're muted, James.
Mhm, mhm.
I had to double check, but this is Czechoslovakian ivory.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
whatever. Like
Czechoslovakian.
when he was just trying to sell those rings. Like there's so many good lines
From the
in that
moon.
one. Like
It's
This is from the
anti-gravity.
moon.
Oh my God, so
yeah,
good. I want to say something that's good. It's not comedic. I after the relentless way that Steve Martin just insults him, and you
Oh
think it's
yeah.
over, and he just keeps going and going to the point that you're like, okay, that's enough. That's enough. And he does the whole, you want to hurt me? Go right ahead if it makes you feel better. I'm an easy target. You're right. I talk too much. And I also listen too much, but I like me. My wife likes me. That just, it kills me because when John Candy, he is a great dramatic actor. He would have been, if he had more opportunities to be more of a dramatic actor, he would have been. I mean, that's not easy to do, to go on a dime from being this goofy sort of at 11 kind of character, a little bit outrageous, and
Mm.
then he pulls you in. It's just amazing. I like me. I know I'm too much. I mean, being someone who's been told by several people, you're a lot. Yeah, thank you. Better than being nothing at all. You schmuck. So
I vote for you. Be like, I'm glad you have personality. I'm glad you're not just some fly on the
I
like
had a
I am. Like, because it makes
yeah, I
life
had a
fun.
roommate I was rehearsing with, and she was like, "You're single, right?" Yeah. Why? Yeah, I thought so. I can't imagine you being with anybody because you'd be a lot. You're a
Oh my
lot.
gosh.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. You're wonderful. And you also have a big butt. So, you know what I'm going to say.
And I
You know,
cannot lie.
you know, oh my God, Becky, look at it's so big.
It's just like one of those rap guys' girlfriends. Steve, I knew you're gonna turn it, make it all sentimental. You homosexual.
I mean, it's just so wonderful.
It is a
That's why
good. It's a and
that's
like
why
that.
it's
If
documentary
you,
style. I like me. It's a
I'm
great
gonna say
moment.
the name of the documentary is. I really appreciate too the final scene where he's like, "What are you doing, Dell?"
What are you doing?
Like
Yeah.
when he puts all together, because like I think we've all been in situations where your friend is trying to tell you they need help, but either you're annoyed or something's going on until you kind of get out. And like once he got out and was able to like sit with his
Mhm.
thoughts, he started hearing, I haven't been home in years, and I haven't. He started putting all
And
the
yeah,
context clues together, and that's when he
I didn't
realized
think
that.
wanted to tell him that. It was things that just come out because
Right, that's what I'm
inside,
saying.
if his psyche is saying, "I need to say this. This needs to come out of you," and it's coming out because he's getting more comfortable,
Yeah.
and that's what's brilliant about it. Is he picked up on those cues, you know.
I
yeah.
did pick up pretty early that she was dead.
Yeah,
I had the hunch. 'Cause I'm like, there's
you've seen
just
it before. You've seen the movie before. See?
Well, this time, but I'm saying the first time around, I just kind of because it just felt weird, like because you like you're not gonna call her, you're just gonna, you know what I mean? Like I know it's the '80s, but like you can still call in the hotel, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it just felt. All right, then let's wrap it up with this. Do you side more with Neil or Dell? Be honest, 100% honest.
I would like to say I'm Adele, but I am 100%
You're not
Adele.
Adele. You're not. You can't sing. But don't.
Dude, you're Adele.
You get it? Do you get? Oh yeah, yeah. Dude,
Yeah.
you're getting
Dude.
Adele.
Oh,
Adele
Yeah.
Taco.
that guy. Oh my
I
God.
wish I was Adele all the time, but I'm probably going to be a Neil if I'm trying to get home. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. If I'm being honest.
I'll say this, James, since I've worked with you, since me and you were in the office together, when it's quitting time, me and you are both Neils. We're like, bye, leave me alone. Like, I'm leaving. And Steven's the same way, honestly. I've seen him leave at, 2:30.
Susan,
He's
right
gone.
away. If I'm done, I'm done.
I'm definitely a Neo 100%. I'm not much of a dick, but I can pick up social cues. Like Dell couldn't pick up on social cues. Like I'm not going to take my socks off and be like these bad boys are barking. You know what I
Oh,
mean? Like I will not like I'm the kind of guy that probably if I was choking in a restaurant, I would probably just choke and not tell nobody.
like rinsing him out in the sink when there's someone
Oh
else in the.
God. And then like the underwear being in the like and then him having to watch his face with the oh God.
He dried himself with like a little washcloth.
Yeah. We've all been there too. Like we've all been like, especially in the dorms in college, like forget your bathroom. You're like, crap, all I got is this washcloth to dry off with. Or you dry off with the clothes you brought in there with, it's like, oh my God. James, what about you? Oh no, no, I'm sorry, Steven. Sorry, Steven. What about
I
you?
would say that right in my life, like until like next week when I become a senior citizen, I'm pretty much Adele. I'm kind of that outgoing. I don't like silence when there are people around. I try to fill it. I try to make people like me. I'm an adult child of an alcoholic for a reason. But when I broke the fifth metatarsal on my foot, I learned what kind of old man I'm going to be, and that's an ass. I'm going to be the meanest. I was so anybody tried to help me. I don't need your help. Give me I hobbled in on my crutches one time to sidetrack. I was standing at the bar. My friend had dropped me off, so I'm hobbling over there. It's so crowded. I'm afraid I'm gonna fall. I pull out my wallet, and this homo to my left goes, "Good for you, girl. You deserve a cocktail." I said, "Shut." I screamed. I called it every name in the book. Leave me the. I was the nastiest I've ever been, and I thought, well, I'm going to be that guy when when I'm in a senior citizen home. I'll be that guy. Don't talk to Pop Raider over there. He's going to kill somebody.
That's what we
But I was
experienced
that.
2 weeks ago. Whenever we told Steven we were meeting 30 minutes early, we got we got we got that same reaction. Except he put a foot in our butts. Not.
It's so funny because it's either way. Like if I'm supposed to leave the job at 5 o'clock, 5:05, I'm an ass. I
Yeah.
wanted to leave. I was told I would leave here. That's why I can't be a waiter. Oh, he needs you to stay. No,
Yeah.
no. And it's the same way. I plan my day that way. Somebody just makes me crazy. You know,
He don't like the change, y'all. He don't like the
I don't.
change.
I'm going through menopause, so that's
In
my
the
change.
words of Michael Jackson, make that change. Okay.
Mine.
So now we are gonna put a pause on. Oh, by the way, IMDb score 7.6. It wasn't nominated for Oscar, unfortunately, but it's pretty good for a comedy, honestly. Because comedies are hit or miss. Like what I find funny, you're not gonna find funny, maybe, and vice versa. So it's for that to be just universally appreciated. I think it's wonderful.
The
Um,
Academy should recognize more comedies.
I
Period.
agree, 100%. Yeah,
Yeah.
they really should. The joke is the Academy nowadays, but don't.
Hey ho, but seriously
That
though,
being said, we are coming up obviously on December, and for those of you that celebrate Christmas, which we all three do, we thought it would be fun to do some Christmas music or Christmas movies, not music. Sorry. So what we
that's
are going to
awesome.
do is we each have a movie that we've picked, similar to how we did the Halloween. And then we have a special one for the fourth week that we'll announce later what we're going to do. But for now, we are going to. I'm basically going to do. I have a randomizer here. 1 through 3. I'll be one. James, you're two. Steven, you're three. Just based off what I see on my screen.
I'm number two.
Yeah.
Number two.
Pick number 3, my lord. Um,
I'm always
uh,
the the third in a menage, so that makes sense. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm the add-on. I'm the guest.
So I don't want to spoil what movies they are until we pick the number. So I'm gonna keep it, like we'll announce it, or I'll let the person's number announce it. So I'm not gonna share my screen. Just trust me, guys. I'm not over here
Oh,
like
sure. Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not over here like stuffing the ballot. So 1 through 3, here we go. Random generator, and okay, well it's me, so I don't want to do that. Let's do it again. No, okay, it is me, but I'm honest. It was me. I mean, I have a 33% chance. So I am going to do that. I've had to think about this because there's a few on here, but I'm going to do.
Do you believe this, James? It's the season of giving, and it was me. It was me. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't like.
They
Like,
were
I'm
like,
not.
"You sleep at night,
Hey,
honey. Let her let you
I
sleep
want
at
to be on the nice list, so I can't lie. 'Cause if I lied and said I wasn't first, I literally just randomized it and it picked me.
There's no
Um,
man in a red suit and black boots coming down your chimney at night. Trust me. Okay, you can give that up. It's not gonna
isn't
I
happen.
mean,
that
if
your
there is, you should probably call the cops.
isn't that your fantasy?
Oh, not my fantasy. It's my reality. If I'm lucky,
Yeah,
if the credit card goes through,
yeah, yeah. If the GoFundMe goes through,
So can I use you 3 different cards to do the?
Sir, we can't have a Make a Wish where Santa Claus comes down your chimney and robs you.
You have that big bag with you.
And also, how old are you, sir? Like, I'll be 30 next week.
Can I sit on your lap?
Mine would have been candy cane. Anyway, okay. So I am choosing. I am choosing National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. So it ties in with this one, as Steven mentioned at the very beginning. So those are two of my favorite comedies, like classic comedies. And so I'm going to choose National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. And then after that, what we'll do is then we'll have obviously a 50% chance of either James or Steven.
Yeah.
They'll do theirs. And then the final week will be the third one. And then from there, we will do the fourth one. Like I said, was going to be a special. But we really appreciate you guys listening to us today. I know it's kind of a different podcast or whatever, but we just felt like, when you guys were beating up on old ladies, getting the Black Friday sales, you guys could have us in your ear whispering sweet nothings. So,
I did some research for Christmas sweaters and Christmas shirts, and like 2 years ago, the big thing was to have a man and a woman. Why is the carpet all wet, Todd? And I don't know, Margot. It was on this.
I love it.
And this year, it's where are you going to put a Christmas tree that big? And the other person's shirt. Bend over and
I'll show you. That's one of my favorite lines. And I've got a lot of fun facts about that movie because I've done a lot of, that's one of my favorite. Anyway.
So good.
So wrapping up Planes, Trains, Automobiles, we highly recommend it. Obviously, I hope everyone did enjoy their Thanksgiving with their family. I hope they're getting some killer deals. Let us know in the comments below what your favorite deal that you got that today was. Maybe we'll look for it for Cyber Monday. Let us know what your favorite dish is.
Hope I get a new liver. Maybe I'll get a deal on my new liver.
See, Steven's looking for a liver, so if you guys know of one, let us know. But anyway, on that note, we really appreciate you guys taking the time to spend your holidays with us. And this is the Chicago Cinephiles podcast, signing out.